everybody, welcome to day 8 of Coach Basics. Today I want to talk about two things, and that is social media and expanding your network. So social media is super important in this business because that's how you're going to connect with your future challengers and coaches most likely, and that's how they're going to watch you and have a little sneak peek into what it would be like to be a challenger, what it would be like to be a coach on your team. So social media, the first thing is pick one or two favorite social media outlets. If you try and do everything, you're not going to be good at anything. So whether that's Facebook or a blog or Instagram or YouTube or a Facebook like page, whatever you're going to do, try and pick one or two to master and have really good, and then you can build a really good one instead of just dibble-dabbling, all over the place. So for me, I do Facebook is for sure my number one, and then I feel like I'm, finally got my Facebook down, and I'm starting to dabble with my Instagram a little bit more. So also, you want to pick 5 topics that represent you. So you want to think of 5 things that you want people to see when they come to your newsfeed or to your Instagram. So like yours could be fitness, obviously, maybe your kids, or healthy recipes, or if you have a cool job you want to show, or like for me, I talked a lot about teaching preschool on my newsfeed, or maybe your dog, something like that. So just 5 things, maybe, or like comedy, funny things that happen to you on the daily basis, stuff like that. 5 things that you think are a good representation of you, and then you want to show them on your newsfeed. So then when you go to your page and you can look through it and see, oh man, I've been posting a ton about my boyfriend, so which is one of my 5 things, so maybe I need to mix it up a little and throw in a fitness. I haven't done a fitness in a while, or I'm doing way too much Beachbody fitness posts. I need to throw in a picture of my dog or something, just to mix it up. So you want to pick 5 things and try and post about all of them to keep you more well-rounded on your newsfeed. So and then people have a better idea of you, and a lot of times people aren't going to connect to the fitness. They're going to connect to one of your other interests, and then they'll think of you when they need help with their fitness. But what they connect with you is something else. So so if somebody looks at your Facebook page, you want them to know 3 things. You want them to know that you're a Beachbody coach, you're a health and fitness coach. You want them to know that you have something for them to join, and you want them to know that they can do it too. They can be a coach too. So if you are posting about one of those things but not the other 2, you can look at your page and see, what do I need to post a little bit more about? Like, oh, I'm posting a lot about being a coach, but I'm not posting anything about that I have something for them to join, or I'm posting a lot about join my challenge group, but I'm not letting anybody know that they can do it too and be a coach on my team. So you want to post about all 3 of those things. And yeah, that's just, it helps you come up with ideas. If you're looking at your news feed and you're like, or your timeline, and you're like, wow, I'm really not posting about one of these or one of my 5 categories about myself or whatever. So we also have a lot of like 21 days of what to post type deals. I know Keisha made one, has a whole bunch of samples in it, and Sharice made one, so Sharice can share that. I think the Keisha one's already in here, but Sharice has a really cute little visual that I know Andrea was doing, and I did a little bit too. I want to do it again. But what else? Oh, it's really important when you're doing a post to picture who you're talking to. If you're talking to anybody, it's not going to attract anybody. You have to hone in on the girl that you want to attract. So I like to picture myself at my desk job in Dallas, watching the clock, not enjoying my day, thinking that I need to be outside doing something else, longingly looking out the window. And when I do post about the coaching opportunity, I think about that girl. I put that picture in my head and I'm talking to her. When I post about the fitness, I picture me before I signed up for my first challenge group and how uncomfortable I felt in my skin, how I couldn't stick with anything, how nothing worked for me. I picture her and I talk directly to her when I post. I'm not posting to everybody. I'm not posting to people that weren't like me. I'm posting to me. That's the girl I want to attract. And sometimes I'll attract, people that weren't that much, like me. They were always fit, or they were always, everything worked for them just fine or whatever. But most of who I attract is like me because that's who I talk to. Yeah, and so we have a lot. If you want to dive more deeply into social media, we have a lot of good team calls in the Team Fit Foundation page. I did one on social media. Casey did one on social media. Tiffany did one on social media. These are all within the last 6 months or so, and really good, more in-depth trainings on how to use social media. But and then Katrina did one that's more diving deep and just not being so surface level, but talking about the hard stuff too. So that's kind of an important one to watch, I think, as well. And then the other thing is expanding your network, which is so important because I can't remember which one of my which one of my personal development books this was in, but they said hope I can get it right. They said if you're hosting a dinner party, you're not going to make all the food and get all the dishes laid out and light all the candles and pour all the wine and then invite people. You're going to invite people and then figure out the rest as you go once they're there, or once they're invited, So it's the same thing with your Facebook. Don't wait until you think you have a rockin' Facebook profile and you finally got, how to post about the business down and stuff. Invite them now so that they can watch this all unfold for you and see that they can do it too. They want to be part of the journey. So invite people now to be your Facebook friend. So yeah, some different ways to expand your network. One, is to join common interest groups on Facebook. So when I moved to Nashville, I joined a Nashville vegetarians group and a Nashville, it was a fitness group for girls. It's Tone It Up Community, which is a different kind of workout program, but it's just girls who want to make friends in fitness, the same thing as Beachbody. So, and I join these groups and then I look through, and girls who I feel are kind of like me, I add them as a friend and I send them a non-Beachbody hey girl message and say something like, hey girl, I saw that you're in the Tone It Up group too. Have you tried any of the Tone It Up recipes? What's your favorite recipe? Or do you know any good workout classes around here? Stuff like that. So not Beachbody related, but just let them know where I found them and trying to find a common interest with them and bond with them and become friends. So common interest groups. Another one is the people you might know. So before, I kind of knew who most of those people were in my people you might know on Facebook, but I didn't add any of them. And then now I went through and I added them all, or I add them all the time. And a lot of those people have ended up joining my group. So they don't think it's weird, people, and those people usually you have a lot of friends in common with. And another thing I do, which when I first signed up as a coach, I heard Lindsay Matway say this on a call. So she is our biggest team. She's our upline coach on our biggest team, Lindsay Matway. She's a super, super, super successful coach. And she, when she started, she was a broke bartender. She had a new baby and was just struggling financially hard. And she talked about that she would go on friends of hers profiles and just add people that looked like she'd want to be friends with, that she had a couple friends in common and they looked like somebody she'd want to hang out with. And I remember thinking, well, it's so weird, I would never do that. And she's like, my needing to get into a better situation financially and, you know, saving my family was more important to me than what somebody might think of me if I send them a friend request. And it's really hit me now, and I add people all the time that I don't know. I like go to a friend and I'll go through and be like, oh, she looks fun. I'll like look at the pages and stuff and be like, I would want to be friends with her. I'd want to be friends with her. I'd want to drink wine with her. I'd want to go to yoga with her. And I just add them all, even though I've never met them in real life. And it's not weird. And then I end up being friends with a lot of them after the fact. We'll like comment on each other's stuff and like each other's stuff and, you know, bond in Facebook messages. So it's totally not weird. I add people who I have friends in common with. I add people from the people you might know. I add people from common interest groups. Oh, another big one. This one was huge for me. Is I had my boyfriend go through his whole friends list and write out a list for me of all the girls who he thought could benefit from the coaching opportunity or would enjoy the coaching opportunity or would enjoy the accountability group or benefit from an accountability group, and gave me this huge list because really everybody can benefit from those things. So gave me a huge list, and I friend requested all of them, and now I'm friends with a lot of them, and it's cool because it's funny because so I do messaging with them and stuff, and a lot of them are his like really good girlfriends or his cousins and stuff, and I know more about what's happening in their life than he does, and he thinks it's hilarious when I tell him. But the last one is hashtags on Instagram. So use a lot of hashtags on your picture, and this is a little trick I found. So if you want to do just a ton of hashtags on your post, put it in your Notepad app, and then do like, I don't know if people are gonna know what I'm talking about, but do like dot, 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 if that makes sense, and then do all your hashtags, because then when you add that to your comments or whatever on your Instagram post, people just see a dot, dot, dot. They don't see, you know, hashtag vegetarian, hashtag weightlifting, hashtags strong's the new skinny, whatever. So, oh, this is getting long. I'm almost done, I swear. Yeah, so I like to do that to sneak in a lot of hashtags. And then also I can pretty much just copy and paste that from my Notepad because I already have it saved. Yeah, and then I go through hashtags that I think my girls would, or my, like my market would be looking at, like Lululemon or, I don't know, Athleta or something. And I'll like what people are doing or comment on people's posts and stuff like that. Add friends who I think would, you know, be like a fun girl on my team. So yeah, my brain is like turning to mush all of a sudden, so I think it's time to be done. But yeah, hashtags, use them and search them and, you know, stuff like that. And one thing though is, I heard this when I was a new coach, and so I've never done this, or I very, very, very rarely do this, but I heard, don't hashtag Shakeology, hashtag 21 Day Fix or whatever, because then people looking at your picture are going to be like, oh, what's that? And they click on it, and now they see every coach they can join, you know, in one place. So I don't hashtag that kind of stuff. I hashtag like Nike, stuff like that. So yeah, so, and the very last thing I was going to say, oh yeah, is that it's so important to make friends on the team and love on other people's stuff, and they'll do it in return. So, go through the team pages, find girls who you think look fun, who you think look like you'd want to be friends with, add them, and start loving on their stuff, and then you will build these friendships where naturally they're loving on your stuff, and the more people like or comment on your post, the more news feeds it's going to circulate it through. So like for me, most of who comments on mine is like friends I've made on our team. So, but because of these friendships I made on our team, more non-Beachbody people are going to get it circulated through their newsfeed to see what I'm up to. So, if that makes sense. So, love on people. It just makes the whole business so much more fun and so much better. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Comment below. How about comment what 1 or 2 social media outlets are going to be your focus, and then what are your 5 topics that you're going to post about on that social media. So bye, Ready.